Hello, I am Sean Sands from GamersWithJobs.com, and here we are in Europa Universalis for Common Sense, playing as the Papal State. So we've had a lot going on. If you've been following the videos we've had going here, we had a plan, and then we had a different plan, and then we went back to our first plan, but adjusted it slightly. And as a result, through 2 wars so far, we have gathered Verona, which used to be part of Venice here, and Abruzzi, which used to be part of Naples. And we have taken over Modena and Ferrara, overall the nation of Ferrara, as a vassal. So we have expanded pretty rapidly, somewhat rapidly, for just 14 years into the game. And we have a lot of potential ways of proceeding in front of us. The Holy Roman Emperor is not Austria. It is Philip II of Nassau, which is a small one province minor up here in central Germany, or kind of, I guess, more like eastern Germany. And it doesn't have a ton of allies either. So Cologne, Lorraine, and Mainz. There's Cologne, Lorraine, and Mainz somewhere in here. I think this is it. Mainz? Oh, where's Mainz? There's Mainz. So it's basically a collection of one province minors, which means that the fear of attacking an HRE company or country isn't really there in the way that it was before, because the big scare early in the game with attacking somebody like Tuscany or Siena or Milan is that Austria will just come and smash whoever tries to mess with them. But now Austria is not the Holy Roman Emperor. They're just flat out our ally, and they have no reason to go rush to the defense of those countries. So we have some options available to us. We are working on our mission to make Mantua like us, which we would have succeeded at, except they are worried about our aggressive expansion. So that may take a little bit of time. We are in the process of bringing Urbino out of vassal status and just annexing them straight up into our country. And we sold Avignon to the French so that the French would like us, and that plan worked. Let's see. Can't keep going with Mantua. We'll have to come back to that. Naples used to be under a personal union under Aragon, but we smacked Aragon around, and as a result, Aragon lost his personal union status. So we find ourselves in a relatively comfortable position with a lot of options open to us. I am going to go ahead and, whether we attack him or not, fabricate a claim here on Tuscany, so that if we do want to exercise that right later on, we at least can just do it. I think I'm going to build a fort in Ancona. Maybe. Let's see. So I want to think about this. So, forts. We talked a little bit about forts before. They exert a region of control, and they prevent other armies from moving past them easily. So let's see. What do we have option to us? If we built a fort in Romagna, I have no idea. It wouldn't necessarily stop somebody like Tuscany from, well, they wouldn't be able to. So, okay. So once Urbino is part of the country, just flat out part of the country, I don't think they have a fort. So let's imagine that they're just part of the country. If there's a fort in Romagna, I can't go from Firenze. I can go from Firenze to Arezzo, but then I can only go into Umbria, and then I'd have to go in the fort because Rome would be exerting a control. They wouldn't be able to go to Ancona because that would violate Rome's control region. They could go to Urbino, but they couldn't go to Ancona because that would violate Romagna's fort if we built one there. If I'm right in how these work. So I'm going to try that. I'm going to build one right up here in Romagna. I think So what I'm thinking here is if I have one here and one here, Rome will exert the zone of control against Umbria. Romana will exert the zone of control against Umbria, or not, Urbino, and that will prevent any invading army from going past there. That will essentially create a gate right here, where the invading army would have to siege down one or both of those forts before taking the rest of the country. I could be right, I could be wrong. I'm still getting used to the whole fort system, but that's how I think. That's how I think it would work out. All right, so what are we waiting for? Well, we got some peace treaties we got to wait for. We're at peace with Tuscany for another 8 years. I'm going to bump up the speed here. We're at peace with Naples for 10 years. Siena. Siena loves us. Hey, the Papal States. Have we told you how much we love you? Please don't invade our tiny, tiny nation. You're sweet, Siena, but you have no. Oh no, you do have. Oh. No, that's me. No, Siena. Siena has no allies. Now the HRE, they would defend them, but as we discussed before, I'm not that worried about that right now. So now we're going to fabricate a claim against Siena. Do I already have a claim? I do. I think I want to do this. I think I want to just take Siena. Let's see. Tuscany, I don't care if you get anything with us. Lucca, Genoa, don't care. There's no helping you. Could spend some time making nice with Milan. Venice is just going to be mad at us. Savoy, I think I could improve that. Let's just go for it. Be more interesting. So, Siena, we have a claim against them, right here. We did that earlier in the game. Siena has no allies, so nobody to sort of get in the way and stop us from invading them. The HRE will come to their defense, but that's just Nassau, Mainz, and what was it, Cologne, right? Yeah, Cologne. Anybody else? And Lorraine. But Austria will get involved. Austria was only all too happy to invade Lorraine and potentially take some of their stuff. So, yeah, third war of the game. I know you love us, Siena, and we want to take that love and we just want to put it deep in our chest, and you as well, and just incorporate you into our being. This is a war of love, is what I'm saying. No. Yeah. Yep. Okay. Yeah. And we will just flat out invade them. Kill them. And let Austria take care of everything to the north. So Nassau did make an effort. Austria is right there to handle it. And I assume they'll go over there and beat up Lorraine in a couple of minutes. Okay, Austria, if you really want to be involved, I will let you take the attrition. Austria, we're good. We're good. Did you guys lose a fight or something? Go back upstairs. Austria's like, we're sending everybody. Everybody go to Siena. Hey, Austria, why don't you go take care of this, okay? Yeah. And maybe I'll give you some objectives. Maybe that'll send you up there. Like prestige. Money's not that much. All right, so we find ourselves at what I think will be a very short war here. This is this was a war of opportunity as much as anything else, and it will be a little bit painful, probably from a pure diplomacy perspective, but that's why I'm trying to kind of kick around some diplomatic efforts so that when I actually take Siena, which I definitely am going to do, the impact of that aggressive expansion won't be absolutely destructive. Again, this time I did not activate my forts or spend that money. I just wasn't worried about it. As we get into later wars against more aggressive opponents or have sort of more land that can be invaded, then we'll definitely rethink that. But for now, it just wasn't necessary to spend that money. Let's see. Urbino. Good, they put a temple there. Did not put it, but we only have one building slot remaining. Oh wow, already? Good grief. Okay. Now hopefully what Austria will do is go kill the rest of the bad guys well enough that we can close this out. I don't think 30% is going to cut it. And that's okay. I actually don't want to end the war too quickly. I'd like a year or two to go by where we burn off some more of that aggressive expansion. 23. It's when aggressive expansion gets above 30 that you really can be in danger of coalitions joining against you. And that's definitely something I would prefer to avoid. Milan is good. Yeah. Austria's apparently fine with Lorraine just taking Sungau. I again no idea how to pronounce that. I'm not sure I'd be fine with it, but that's their call. I'm not here to judge. Let's see. So we can now take our next level of diplomatic ideas. We're very close. They moved. One of the things that did change in this expansion is your first idea group used to come at Tech 4. Now it doesn't come till Tech 5. None of the other levels for idea groups changed that I'm aware of. But it makes you wait an extra, 5 or 6 or 7 years before you can get that first idea group. So I think that was a way to sort of minimize for places like Castile and Portugal their ability to get exploration ideas very, very early and get colonies going very, very quickly. Seems like they wanted to kind of minimize that. Actually, I'm fine with that. I usually found the ideas being available that early either didn't help me or I'm fine with that change. That change does not bother me. Let's see. We'll build a few more trade ships with our money that we're just sitting on. We lost a couple of them earlier on in one of our early wars. France is busy attacking Savoy over here. France still loves us. Always good news. And I'm so sorry, Sienna. And we'll have to wait a little while for... Yeah, that won't be anytime soon. So, Sienna... Anytime you are going to completely absorb a country, it really boosts the amount of war score you need to get that. And the war hasn't been going on long enough. None of the other allies in the war are getting invaded, so this is one of those wars that might just drag on for a little while. And honestly, again, I'm kind of fine with that. Just because it'll be all that more time where the aggressive expansion won't be a problem. So we come up on our first idea group. Now, I don't think I'm going to do it, but administrative ideas has become a really important possible option. Brittany has taken over Brittany. because this coring creation cost, this quarter drop of coring creation cost, is a big deal now. Now that coring is okay, so expensive, anything you can do to trim that off is definitely worth considering. I'm not probably going to pursue military right now, though I would probably consider something like quantity or offensive, maybe defensive. Probably going to be a diplomatic idea and probably influence. I think we're going to have vassals for a while. I love the aggressive expansion drop here. Get some extra diplo reputation, relations. Don't care much about that. Could consider diplomatic ideas, just because now it's not easy. The buildings, there used to be these sort of 1,000 gold buildings you could get, and very early on you could get I think it was an embassy or whatever, and it would give you an extra diplomat and an extra relation slot, I want to say. Not sure about that. And that's how you would get uh, an extra diplomat very early on. That option doesn't seem to exist anymore. So having an additional diplomat, it becomes all that much more relevant. I think just makes the diplomatic ideas that much stronger. You should get right away that diplomat. In fact, and there's also the province war score cost, which I like because it seems like war score is also really, particularly mid-game when the individual provinces have developed fairly well, those war score costs escalate really quickly. I am really actually quite tempted here to take diplomat ideas. I love that idea of the extra diplomat, and we're going to be facing aggressive expansion issues early on, which is part of the reason why I wanted to go influence. You know, we really could use a cardinal. Oh, jerks. Won't do that again. It's a real choice. Don't think. So if I don't go influence, I'm probably less likely to focus on a strategy that's very focused on what's going on up here. I hate this one. Go technology cost, yeah. Probably less like if we go diplomat, then I'm probably less likely to focus on trying to get a lot of vassals. It just won't be as strong a strategy, I don't feel like. That's not so bad. Let's go diplomatic. Let's just do it. Stop thinking around. And the reason I like that is it means we're that much closer now to having a third diplomat, which can be really important. Go bring these guys over here. Just kind of make sure. I don't want to send like one boat out here and all of a sudden there's a small fleet of 5 or 6 boats here that I didn't see. Austria finally woke up and decided, let's not stay in this war forever, which is good. Yep. Austria, you're right there. Go. You've got your own territory is sieged and you're just standing in Zurich. I mean, Zurich's lovely this time of year, September. Let's take the devotion this time. Yeah, that up the ducats pretty well. Somehow France is at war with the HRA. Ravensburg, Nassau, Nuremberg, the Palatinate, Cologne, and Lorraine, which sounds like a lot, but it's not. France will probably destroy them pretty easily. Who are they? What is this war over? Attacker against Ravensburg and the Swiss Okay, so Switzerland is attacking Ravensburg over here. Okay. None of our concern. We are merely waiting for our moment in the sun. Let's go ahead and bump this back up to 4. Sweden will cede. Good grief. Mm. Sweden just got wrecked. What happened? I don't see a strong Norway very often. Sweden had to kick out Finland and gave up all this and this to Norway? Norway? So Norway broke out of the union with Denmark somehow, and then allied Denmark. And Denmark, yep, Denmark took Småland out of Sweden. Ooh. Usually Sweden becomes the big powerhouse up here. Not this time. No super Denmark, no super Sweden. Norway, it's your time to shine. Unless Muscovy decides they want to eat you. In which case, it'll be different. Siena, let's end this farce. We all know how this is going to end. All right, we can keep going. Probably time to fabricate another claim down here on Naples. And let's go ahead and increase our relationship with France. And we can take another tech, it looks like. Military, we'll wait until the end of the year. Good, we're getting to the ahead of time stage, which is nice. I don't understand why it's just sitting there. Who's Venice allied with? Tuscany. It's just, it's set up so well. This is so... So, we'll be able to attack Venice. We no longer have a truce with them. They will bring in the Knights, which is pretty scary. Except that the Knights are this tiny little island nation over here, very, very far away. And Tuscany, which, hey, that's great, because I'm just looking for a reason to attack Tuscany, and I still have to wait a number of years for the truce to run out. Yeah, this feels like a pretty solid start. Can I get my relationship up enough with Mantua now so I can finish my... Yeah, I can. Finish my mission with them and then get another mission, and we'll wait for that mission to finish before... Ugh. We can still do it. Okay, good. I'll take the Prestige. Prestige is... It's another thing. Prestige has gotten... It feels like just... increasingly and increasingly and increasingly are harder to get prestige. So it's not really a resource, but that value is just gotten more and more and more valuable. It seems like with each patch. Go ahead and get a couple of barracks, bump up our manpower. I'm being cautious about adding them here. It'd be great to, probably will, but this would be the last building slot. So once I've added this building, I can't add... Here, we'll just do it and we'll show you. So in Ancona, I've got a barracks building and I've got a marketplace, but I won't be able to add any more buildings until I get the development up to 20. Good. All right. We're close here. Once we have our mission done with Mantua, we should be able to close out our mission, or our Siena. Diplomatic reputation's up. Ferrara, yeah. Because we'll be able to just complete that once we annex them. All right, Siena. You are ready. We'll take all your money too. How much money do you have? A lot. And that's it. Siena becomes part of the fold. 200 to core it, which is agonizing. Ooh, okay. Well, here's one thing that Nassau could do. They could not defend Siena, but they can demand territory. I will not. Okay, what I did there was a dumb. I did a dumb. Always pay attention to what button you're pressing. So I released Siena. After all that, I released Siena. I gave it back. Nassau demanded it, and I guess I folded. My diplomats did not do a good job. Normally, if it were not midnight and I were not sleepy, I guess I would have declined that, and it would have made everybody in the HRE mad. But instead, what I did was gave it back to Siena. You know, sometimes this game. And with that rousing success, I think we'll call this night of Europa Universalis 4. Despite our stupid decision to give Siena back to Siena, to capitulate to the Holy Roman Emperor Philip II, demand. Despite that, we still made a lot of progress. So Abruzzi, Urbino brought into the fold. Modena and Ferrara are, vassals. We got Verona, and we're ready now to attack Venice and continue expanding. A lot of progress. Papal States. Hopefully this gives you a little bit of a taste of how common sense works. There's some, if you're familiar with EU4 from before, then you probably recognize some relatively big changes. But at the same time, still the same game, still the same underlying ideas. And I've had fun. I hope you have too. Again, my name is Sean Sands. I'm from gamerswithjobs.com. And we will talk to you next time. Bye.